All right, everybody. We are back here with the OC. It is time for...
Welcome to the OC, bitch!
All right. So, yes, indeed. Welcome to the OCB, as they say. We are looking at this nice... I always do the wrong side here, but it's both beautiful.
Both sides are work. That's the great part.
This is the glorious box set here that we've taken season 1 out of.
Of the box sets
You
that
love
would be in my top 10, that would be in my top 5.
This is your top 5 of your top 10 box sets. All right. So, we're up now to, first of all, Chrismukkah.
Yes, the legendary.
Okay, which...
a little late.
We were trying to get to it before Christmas, but it's schedules, and then I had to quarantine and all this stuff. All right, so we've got episodes 13 through 16.
Remind me.
Right, and so here's what we're going to talk about. The best Chrismukkah ever. Part Christmas, part Hanukkah. Totally a Cohen family way to celebrate the holidays. But a timeout doesn't mean time away from Marissa's personal problems or Caleb's business tactics. That's the grandfather. All right, then episode 14, The Countdown. That's New Year's. Which they aired, by the way, December 17th.
Oh, that guy. It's coming back to me now.
Yes. The new year looms, and Ryan doesn't know how to respond when Marissa says those 3 meaningful words. We'll talk about the guy Marissa meets. Sandy and Kirsten are wallflowers at a swingers party. Oh, that was great.
That was
We got to
good.
talk about that.
Yeah.
And then at home, Seth thinks of what might have been. I guess that's with his 2 ladies.
You know, I don't... Should I save my feelings overall for the end?
Yeah. I think we'll talk about each one as we go along.
Because I noticed something interesting about this last viewing.
Okay.
But yeah, let's go through.
All right.
Yeah.
Episode 15 is the third wheel. Ryan doesn't know much about Oliver, Marissa's therapy friend, but he knows he doesn't like him. We know we don't like him either. Although I liked him at first.
We'll
talk about that.
Liked him.
I did. I loved him at first. Ryan still assists Oliver when he runs into the trouble at the Rooney concert. We'll talk about that. It actually mentions Rooney in the book. Wow. All right.
Rooney.
And then episode 16, The Lynx. Oh, that's when they're on the golf course at the... They bring the bully to the golf course. What's his name? Luke.
OCB, yeah. The intro.
He says he's a friend, but who can believe a word Oliver says? Who writes these? During a group getaway in Palm Springs, Ryan is sure he's wise to Oliver's game, but Marissa is just as sure Oliver is a friend who needs help.
These episode summaries are not your favorite part.
No,
they don't tell me anything, actually.
They're a little silly. But, all right, so what we actually have to do is talk about Chrismukkah first, and then the other 3 episodes. Because
look,
the other 3 episodes is where Oliver comes in and
it's like
Kirsten's sister.
It's a big continuing thing.
Right.
And look, we built up to Chrismukkah. This was one of those tempos that I said if we were going to stop watching the OC, we had to at least get to this point.
Yes.
So this is what we think is...
This was your number 1, checkpoint.
Okay, if I don't like it by then, this was as far as I would have gone.
Right.
Unless I hated it, I guess. But this is one of the things that the OC is best known for.
I would say...
This episode.
I really think maybe the best. Shootout definitely is up there.
That's probably number 1. But I remember Chrismukkah...
Chrismukkah was big. Because Chrismukkah also was... Shortly after the show came out, the show was hot right out of the gate.
That was a big promoted episode.
So everybody was talking about good old Chrismukkah.
This, and obviously Welcome to the OCB. And I think
Welcome to the OCB actually is what it's very known for, too.
And the intro.
And the intro, the California.
Those are the most iconic things.
So, look. This episode has... the whole Chrismukkah thing, which Ryan needs to be introduced to.
Yeah.
And
therefore we are.
Therefore we're introduced to it. Makes sense. So a couple of things in this episode that stick out to me are, this is where Marissa is shoplifting.
Yes.
They go to this store, and was it lipstick or something? Lip gloss?
A bunch of things in her purse, actually.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They actually found a watch,
yeah.
I think. Okay. Yeah. They get stopped at the parking lot. And she, starts arguing with him. Oh, you don't get the right to look at my purse. And Ryan doesn't know that she shoplifted, so he's like, "Well, what's the big deal?" So she has to go to therapy, and she briefly meets this character Oliver, who really plays into the next few. So we'll put that on hold for now.
There's a twist with him.
That's sort of the Marissa storyline. Seth has recently broken up with both Anna and Summer, and now the 2 are vying for his attention, which comes to a head also in the next episode, New Year's. So what else? And then I guess the stuff. Is there any stuff with the dad? I don't think so.
Sadly, it's been a while. I don't remember the details.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is really
Very heavily about that.
heavily about that. Oh, you know what though? I think this is actually the episode. It's either this or New Year's, but I think it's this one where Kirsten finds out some shady business dealings that her dad's doing.
Isn't that later?
And trying to screw over. I don't know, because it says here
Caleb's
Caleb's Business Tactics and Party Surprises is the name of chapter 4 of this.
I guess so.
So I think it's this
I
episode.
thought that was later. Okay.
Yeah, it all sort of blends together, but that's why we talk about 4 episodes at once, because it's like we'll just lump them all. But I think it's this episode.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, yeah, because it's at Christmas that he comes into the house and he's just like, you think he's gonna rip her a new a-hole.
And he's like, Happy Hanukkah.
He's actually
thinking he screwed over Sandy, but he actually knows. Yes,
yeah,
I remember that.
he actually gave her props for screwing him over. Because he's like, you might make it as a businesswoman yet,
and
you know,
she,
whatever.
Yeah, and she thinks she's gonna get fired, but he's like, he's impressed by that.
He's actually a little impressed that she went behind his back and did
He'd
it.
be more like me, Caleb.
So
great character, right?
You know, he's actually turning out to not be that bad.
He's interesting.
And by bad I mean badly written. Like, he is still kind of a villain,
but he's layered.
Yeah,
he loves his daughter. And that's his one redeeming quality.
And that is clear. And that plays in a bit later when we meet her sister, too.
Oh, yeah.
A bit. So this is definitely the episode where that happens. It has to be. Because there's so much in those other episodes about Caleb. Yeah. I mean, listen. This episode's fine. I think the main hook is Chrismukkah. But there's no real big revelations until
later on,
until the next episode.
Like
New Year's is where everything kind of goes
up. Like, this is kind of really just a build up to other things.
But that makes sense because New Year's is the last episode that aired for like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to end on a
mid-season
finale before that was before that was a term.
Precursor.
Very good.
See, OC is very influential.
The OC always knows. Okay. It knows the hot trends before we do.
The OC strikes again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next, let's talk about New Year's. So here's what happens in this episode called The Countdown. Do you want to talk about Kirsten's sister first, or you want to talk about the New Year's party, which includes Oliver?
I guess
so much to talk about.
Let's talk about the sister first, because she's sort of the subplot.
So Seth's aunt shows up. And she stinks on ice. Her name is Haley.
I don't like her.
And she really right away, and of course the character's designed to do this, but right away...
You were watching it, and like very quickly, you were like, "This was your least favorite character." Like,
I knew immediately within 2 scenes.
And I'll be honest, I was mad because I thought maybe this is a one-off thing, and then she stuck around. I was like,
she's in the rest of these 3 episodes.
Like, that was annoying.
Or maybe she leaves at the end of the.
They're kicking her. They're trying to kick her out, but she's like coming back into town.
So yeah, she basically is this woman who has been away for years,
2 or
3 years, globetrotting. Doesn't really talk to anybody in the family. Shows up whenever she needs
free spirit
from Caleb.
You know, yeah.
So she comes in, starts giving Ryan a bunch of crap about who are you? This is my, pool house.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I live here, so I don't know what to tell you, lady. I don't know who you are, but this is my pool house. Da 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 da.
She also was like, kind of flirting with her nephew.
A little bit of the flirting with Seth. You thought that a little more than I did. I thought she was more.
Well, we thought maybe she was trying to get with Ryan. I just thought.
I thought maybe she was trying to flirt with Ryan.
I thought she was just being a bee to him.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I thought she was trying to play him a little bit once she learned.
But I thought that she wasn't really interested. She was messing with him, is what I thought. But you guys thought that like she really was trying to just sleep with this.
I think we were at 3 stages. I think you were like, no way. I was like, I don't know, maybe. And our friend Alex was like, oh my god, if they're not effing at the end of this scene, I don't know what this show is. It's like,
his favorite episode's still with the ex-wife, the other wife, Caleb's wife.
Yeah, he loved that. Well, he's a...
Well, she's gone.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
so, anyway. So, no, I didn't think for sure. But I thought there could be some interpretations.
The point is, if there was, he shut it down quickly. Like you're annoying me. You're in my house, basically.
And clearly, it had nothing to do with her being a relative, because
he was just like, look, I've got
Seth's
a girlfriend.
Grandmother.
Yeah, so he just doesn't like her.
But I guess that was before he was with Marissa, totally. So
well, true, but the point is he had zero interest.
So this woman. So I guess let's talk about her whole arc as we go here, before we get into the other stuff with Oliver. But,
that's a big arc.
So essentially, she is becoming a nuisance because she is sticking around longer than anyone wants her
she
to.
Also fools them. All right, because it ties into the main plot with the words. With Marissa, it's like, okay, well, you have to go, and she's actually trying to push them out of the house so she can throw the party.
She wants to throw a party basically because she owes a bunch of money to these people from when she was here years ago. She's been dodging them, so she throws this party, and she's trying to get Sandy and Kirsten out of the house. They turn out to be. It turns out to be this swingers party that she sends them to, which is hilarious.
That's true.
And Sandy plays it off great. Kirsten plays it off great. They play off each other, so well.
That might be one of my favorite little things that's happened in the show.
Me too, actually.
That was not what I was expecting.
No.
I didn't know how it was going to go. I was genuinely worried about where it was going to go.
Here's the thing.
I was.
And we're not going to really... I guess we can talk spoilers because we've already been talking about all the spoilers. We assume you watched these episodes.
Spoilers coming up now.
But, I think that... how they handle these situations.
How it was edited, too.
Because, we really thought...
I wasn't sure.
One thing or the other, and it turned out to be a third.
Yes.
It turned out to be something nobody had thought of.
We didn't guess it.
And I gotta give them props again for that.
They do some things pretty well in the OC. They really do.
Even when we thought where it was going.
Predictable.
I said to you,
were like, nah.
I don't know, it's the OC. We don't know.
Maybe they'll all... maybe. But I was worried because I thought if it went that direction, where it might put the couple, because it didn't seem like them, because they're very focused on each other.
No, we thought okay, if they actually decide to go through with this, but then
where would they do with that?
They end up playing a game of chicken with each other.
Yeah, the whole
that
time.
Was never going to come to be
anything.
Because did she take the keys out or he took the keys out? I can't remember.
He took it out. They'll watch.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
And then watch. Yeah. This is how expensive these people live. Instead of keys
Rolexes.
at a key party, they put watches in there.
That's bold.
Yeah, very, very bold, I would say. But so I loved that. I agree with you. That was one of my favorite moments with these two so far.
Surprisingly intense.
And funny. One of the funnier elements so far of the show too.
But great. And honestly, I really think that the adult plots kind of really are what I'm more invested in.
They're great.
They're very well done for the most part.
And it's not just
melodrama. But
it's not just Seth's parents. So that's the thing. It's like 90210 focused on Brandon and Brenda's parents a lot, the Walshes, and we didn't really know a lot of the other parents until seasons in. But this involves Marissa's parents immediately, and it involves Seth's parents immediately, and we've seen a little bit of Ryan's mom and Ryan's family too. It's
true. Everybody's
getting a little bit of their due here with the parents, and I think that's great. And then of course Sandy and Kirsten's father. Sandy's father-in-law as well. So really it's 3 generations that we get for these people. All right, so she sticks around. They come home livid at her. True. They're like, what are you doing here? So they have a nice talk with her about, what are we doing? Get your ass together. Yeah. So the next episode is basically when
the Oliver stuff
the Oliver stuff, but in terms of sticking with the Haley stuff, is when it's either in 15 or 16, I forget, where Kirsten says to the dad, "Look, you got to cut her off. He's going to keep doing this." And we learn a little bit about their sibling rivalry. That Kirsten's always been sort of the favorite, and she's never been able to live up to that, and which I can't deny. She's a great person. She is hard to live up to. I get it. But Caleb does, to his credit, end up cutting Haley off. And so she bounces without even
really
goodbye, really, because she's so pissed.
She's angry.
Which makes Kirsten feel bad, but at the end of the day, Sandy's like, look, let her go. She needs to be on her own, this and that and the other thing.
She'll be back, I bet.
Voice of reason, as always. She probably will be back. But another, I thought, good Caleb moment, actually.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to cut her off, because I didn't think he was going to believe, like, oh, well, this is my little girl, I'll give what she wants. But he actually listened, and for her own good, cut her off. I was surprised about that, too.
Well, and we've learned now, in 2 of these 4 episodes, how much he really does respect Kirsten.
Her opinion and advice. And to be honest, leaving it kind of on that hook, too, where I thought, okay, they do the typical, oh, I understand, and by the end it's all... No, she's so mad, and you don't know what's going to happen.
So yeah, I agree. She'll probably be back at some point. But yeah, I would say for me, number 1 most hated character thus far.
She's annoying,
and she's certainly designed, I think, to be that way.
True,
and succeeds.
But I wonder if
she's played very well by the actress.
She is like it's well done.
Yeah,
but I guess
is it too much for you?
Well, I guess a character can be unlikable, but you still like... Okay, I actually like liking a villain.
Yeah.
And I like villains that are likable to watch versus ones that you just
don't
want them to be around.
In this show...
Like Caleb, I think is...
you say... Okay, I was going to say Marissa's mom, maybe.
Yes. She is, at least early on, was like very evil, and you hate her, but you love hating her.
I do love hating her.
That's my favorite, I think, ideal.
And then when she teamed up with Caleb... to have
it's like super villains.
It's like the super villains. It's like the Suicide Squad of the OC
or Justice League or something.
right.
Yeah.
So
Justice Gang. Yeah.
I agree. I would say that she is just hated,
and she seems she's more of an annoying obviously she's presented as like being the way she is for a reason,
right?
But it is kind of annoying. Also, it's that first impression. Like immediately,
it
sticks
right away. I was not down, but. She gave us one of the great moments, which was the swinger party.
That's true.
If she didn't send them there, we wouldn't have had that hilarity. So, is there maybe some good that she came around?
Oh, sure there is. But I agree. She's probably... Well, actually, I guess there's another character.
For me, she's the most hated, but maybe another one.
Maybe another one I actually guess I dislike.
That we're about to talk about.
More. I don't know where it's going with him.
So let's talk about Oliver.
Sure.
So Oliver is still
character.
in the show here. Actually, these first 2 episodes he was in, I was like, man, I like this.
Why was that? You really liked him, and I didn't. I thought he was shady from minute 1.
I know, and he is. He's very cute. Besides that...
Did you actually think he was going to be a nice guy that's helping her with her problems and his drug stuff, or...
I wasn't sure what he was going to do that first episode. Then we got to New Year's. New Year's was when, earlier in the episode, she said, I love you to Ryan, and he said, thank you. Which was a running joke then, because then they were like, oh, well, at least he's polite.
I like that everybody was giving him crap about that. Like, that was great.
And everybody said to her, well, at least he's polite.
Well, I think Sandy's reaction to that was like, oh, well.
Yeah, good old Sandy. He always knows what to say. I think that... around that time, I was like, all right, well, he's kind of shady, but I still kind of liked him. All right. I don't know why. Was it just because he was cute?
Well, I think
you hated him.
I didn't hate him, but I knew there was something up with him.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the fact he was like, oh, I've got a girlfriend.
The only thing was, I didn't believe anything he said. I didn't believe the girlfriend.
Or the part that this is his place. We didn't believe it first.
I did believe that. Alex, our friend, was not down with that idea at all.
Yeah, he thought... We got him in to see the band later.
Yeah, he obviously has connections. That's the thing. We don't know what his deal is yet.
Well, basically... He's
got money.
He's being a friend because he's relating to Marissa's issues with therapy. But I kind of... I'll be honest with you. With the New Year's countdown thing.
Yeah.
Where it's the whole, Ryan's running...
Is Ryan going to get there in time?
I will
come
admit,
in and kiss her,
that was very basic.
Yeah.
But you know something? I liked it.
It got you moving.
And I'm happy that, spoilers... He did make it, and Oliver was disappointed, because he was trying to get in there, even though he's got a girlfriend.
I know why I had some sympathy for him, and actually kind of liked him.
Okay.
He's in recovery. He's an addict in recovery.
That is a big thing.
And he's cute. So for me, I was like, all right, I like this guy. I want to see where it goes. But then by New Year's night...
You're like...
Not that whole episode. I was still on board for a little while. By New Year's night...
He's got an agenda.
As soon as he said the girlfriend, my girlfriend couldn't make it, it turns out. I was like, all right, well, now I'm pretty sure he just is making her up. But he did run that party. It was his party somehow. We don't know where he gets the money because he then took him to the concert in the next episode. Took him to the vacation on the golf course in the third episode. So we don't know.
Yeah, but they do eventually reveal it.
Where he gets the money from?
Yeah, they reveal it. Well,
about his parents. Yeah, but we don't know if that's true.
We don't know. But
we don't know because he said it. We don't know if it's true.
But he's getting the money from somewhere.
Yeah.
But apparently his parents just aren't around, and that's why he's got problems.
But at this concert, he was also wheeling and dealing with the drugs, so he could
trying to get
money from selling drugs. We don't know.
Yeah, you thought he might have been like a
I thought
dealer for the band.
The plug for the band.
Which I was like, they're not going to do because they're a real band,
I know,
right?
That was silly.
I don't think that, but I like the idea. But I was just like,
it could have been for their roadies or something. We don't know. But
they're not going to. Can you imagine the band? I was like, oh yeah, our roadies. I don't think blatantly say it. I hope that. But anyway, possible. We were like, we don't know what he's doing with that.
Well, but then they find out and kick the roadie out of the band. I don't know. It could have been something.
Sure.
So we still don't know. Yes, he said his parents, blah, blah, blah. But do you believe a word he says now?
By the end of these episodes, he's a villain.
Yeah.
He's
so as we go through, that was New Year's. These last two episodes, he's in 15 and 16. So basically, the one is the Rooney concert that we're talking about. He's caught. He does get everybody in.
Yeah.
And they meet the band. And they hang out with the band.
And Luke loves it.
Luke.
He's going along with everything. That's these last couple episodes.
In heaven, he's so cool now with these people.
He's trying to be a nice guy, and he's so bad at it.
He's horrible.
That's what makes it hilarious.
But what's great is he did offer to beat the crap out of Oliver for Ryan because he's the only one that sees what's going on.
Well, that was a great part because clearly
he's
he's trying to kind of egg Ryan on it and turn it. It's that classic thing where you like, seem wounded and make him seem like the bad guy to get him to punch him or something. But yeah, Luke did pick up on that. I was like, hey, I don't like the guy. I'll kick that guy's ass, which we were kind of hoping for.
I actually was. So he is bad at being a nice guy, but he was looking out for Ryan.
He's good. He's just bad at being good.
He invites himself to this concert that they're all going to.
And he's like, yeah. And he's
Oliver's like, I guess.
It's like, is it like, who was it? Seth Rogen and Freaks? Who ends up loving it?
Oh, yeah. Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But so basically,
watch those.
That happened, and then the golf club. He takes him to the golf course. Oh, well,
that's when that happened.
At the
well, the golf cart thing. He almost like
hold on, but when Ryan actually rescues him in jail.
Oh yeah.
So he gets arrested.
He bails him out with Sandy,
and Ryan goes with him to jail and calls Sandy. Sandy comes down.
By the way, all right, and this is where I had a minor issue.
Okay.
Remember, after this happens, like after this episode, immediately afterward, Sandy and Kristen are like, "Oh, you can hang out with this guy? No issue, no conversation. That would not happen. That
was weird.
No, any household I know that. No.
Well, no. But again,
not right after.
They were all lied to that Oliver's parents were going to be at the golf place. And so, remember, they were like, well, you need to call us every hour, Seth.
Okay.
So they were protective about it. Maybe they shouldn't have let them go.
That's a bit of a push.
But then there's no conflict.
Then there's no show.
Then it's called the Everybody Has Fun Hour.
It's just they surf, and that's the OC. Yeah. What it's advertised as.
Right, what it's meant to be. Yeah. So they go to the golf course, and then all the stuff goes down. He basically fakes a suicide attempt.
Yeah.
Ryan calls him out on his crap.
Like, wait, should we get you to the hospital? If you got all these pills, you see honeymoon, you're fine.
Remember in the kitchen first, though.
Yeah.
That's the reason he leaves in the first place, Oliver.
Yeah.
Because Ryan calls him out, and then he's like, well, you know what? I'm not doing anything, da-da-da-da-da. And then goes into some spiral that is made up, and then he makes up a suicide attempt. The same way that Marissa did, of course.
To try and parallel her sympathies.
And he's pissed. Ryan's pissed because she's telling Oliver like secrets about Ryan's history and Ryan's past.
Why
so he's like, that? He's using that against him.
He's in his
by
mind.
the end of this, I hate this Oliver.
He's like, what? Yeah. He's so, but it's almost at this point, it's almost cartoony how evil he is.
Well, and not only how evil he is, but how dim Marissa is about it.
And that was actually the big negative that we had about this. Is like I was come on, and our buddy Alex was actually mad. Like, she's so dumb. I'm like, she is. It is almost unbelievably dumb. And I keep saying she's naive, but like this is a little much.
A little beyond the pale, because the point is that Ryan was trying to make. Look, you don't know what you, Marissa, looked like when you OD'd.
You blacked out.
This is not that. This is not what you look like at all.
And she's acting like
this guy's
like...
lucid, da-da-da-da. So she should believe Ryan, but she's dumb, and she wants to see the good in everybody. So there you go. All right, so before we talk in general about it, we haven't talked about Seth yet and Anna and Summer.
Oh, yeah.
The basic plots there are that by New Year's, they basically decided that neither of them were going to go for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then
Anna,
they both go separately for him, whatever. So then they go to this New Year's party together without him, and they're kind of, pissing and moaning about, he's not here, da-da-da-da-da. Summer tries to get with this guy, and Anna says, you know what, forget this. I want to be with Seth.
Whatever. And she actually goes for it.
She goes for it. He accepts. Okay, so they're together.
Fine.
Summer
acts like she
wants to go along with it, pretends that she doesn't care.
But then it's
so
horrible.
Obvious.
Tries to sabotage things.
Yeah, tries to third wheel everything.
Passive aggressive. Oh, you're getting in fact,
is the Rooney episode called The Third Wheel?
That'd be great.
It is The Third Wheel. I thought.
And there's also the golf cart one, so it's another pun because of
Actually, that's true.
They get in the accident.
The lengths, yeah. You're right. You're right. And they only had 3 wheels. So Summer then at the golf course, same thing. It's like they have their own room, and then Summer busts in. She's like, "Oh, can I watch TV with you guys?" It's like,
and then they actually annoy her with all the weird comments.
I was really I was getting mad.
You're not on the Summer train right now.
Well, because look, I get it. I feel bad for her. Lord knows I've been on the outside third wheel, but to purposely try to sabotage who are supposed to be your friends.
Look.
Tell me.
Summer is a teenager, as we like to point out.
Yeah,
she's got her issues. But the thing is this.
What?
She has been a B.
That's the thing. That's
treated him like crap all the time.
I understand.
So
that's why I'm
she
pissed.
has no right to do this.
That's why I'm pissed. I'm just saying, from a devil's advocate perspective, I get it. But with the context of everything we've seen so far in this show, right, the first 8-9 episodes, she treats him like garbage.
I did like the whole where she tries to use "I thought we're friends." Is this friend time? She played that card, which seemed very genuine. Like you could hear that sort of thing. I just say, look, close the door, lock it, so they can do their thing.
Why didn't they lock their door?
So they could have a scene with conflict.
I guess, but it is it's a private place, so maybe they didn't have a door. I mean,
there's a lock on a door.
I don't know. Some places don't have locks on all the doors.
Kids, teenagers, maybe not.
We don't know. All right. So the point is, that's what happened with Seth. I mean, there's not much to talk about there except Summer.
That was about it. Yeah. And she's with Anna right now.
And he's with Anna.
Officially.
So all right, we don't try to make these too long. No, so let's try to wrap up our final thoughts on these episodes. That's it, really. Oliver's still in the picture very much. When we leave that last episode, she is with Oliver and sends Ryan on his way because she's going to comfort him. But of course, we know, the audience, that Oliver's sober and not didn't take all these pills and whatever. So
true.
We don't know what's going to happen there. That's really the biggest thread, I think, so far.
No, that's
Seth and Summer together. That's happening.
Well, I guess now that I think
and Haley left,
I'm like a little more conflicted because I think in some ways. Well, the thing I wanted to point out from the beginning was Chrismukkah is the most iconic episode.
Yeah.
But it might have been my least favorite.
There honestly wasn't much going on in it. I think Chrismukkah is more
I thought it was
better as an idea.
I didn't think
that
it was...
people talked about. It was like, oh, Chrismukkah, it's like Festivus, it's another fake holiday, like whatever.
But like the actual episode around it wasn't... I thought it was going to be more focused on...
You know what I think? I think people probably didn't
actually
really watch the episode. They saw all the promos and were like, Chrismukkah.
It's a Chrismukkah miracle.
I knew all about it and never saw the episode.
I don't... I think I did see this one, but I don't remember it very well. This is one of the last ones I watched.
Yeah, to be honest, of the 4, it was by far the weakest.
I thought they got progressively better, but I also found...
I mean, the only thing it really did for us was it introduced us to Oliver because Marissa got caught shoplifting and had to go to therapy.
It starts...
That was about it.
So it's like the beginning of that, but I liked the Swingers Party thing.
Swingers Party was good.
That was a great part.
Oh, you know what? One thing we didn't talk about, because I was trying to think if there were any characters we left out. Marissa's dad.
Oh, yeah.
So he has just minor, but him and... what the heck's his name? Jimmy. Jimmy and Sandy are going to open a restaurant because Sandy was trying to get him a job.
And no one wants to hire him.
Nobody will hire him because he's known as a crooked
accountant
around the town. But Well, that was the part. That was the thing. He was going to try and get him an accounting job.
That part was bad.
That was silly. Come on.
That was bad.
But Sandy has so much goodwill,
and he's honest
with everybody maybe he thought people would go along with him.
But I loved him kind of saying, "Pursue your dream, and I'll back you." Great moment.
It actually was. Sandy had MVP of the series.
Is it like other aspects of these last couple episodes? Is it a bit much how good he is to this guy?
No.
I like it.
No.
But you don't think it's unrealistic?
No, because they've been friends for a long time, and his wife has known him since
long
teenagers or less.
Younger, yeah.
So, honestly, I don't think it's an issue.
So he's still number one character.
Sandy, yeah.
Nicest guy, he's great.
Yeah. Number two character, I say Ryan.
Are we talking morality or just best written? Because Ryan's probably the second good. You're right. If we're doing the OC, good to evil.
But I also think he's the best written because he's the most complex,
and he also seems like more like a real person. Yeah, he's very good natured, but he has anger. He almost punched that guy.
So I think he's number two for both.
Yeah, okay, and Ryan. So that was for both.
Sandy's number one for both, and Ryan's number two for both.
With a lot of these characters, I feel like how well they're written or how much I like them with their actions. With Marissa Summer, it really fluctuates.
Yeah.
But you know who I kind of have consistently liked though is Marissa's mom. You brought her up. I actually think she's a great villain that I love to hate.
Villain, okay, love to hate. Okay.
But she's definitely on the villain scale. But
yeah,
Marissa's dumb now.
Okay,
it's annoying.
Almost tipped the scales for me.
With how dumb she was.
No, when Marissa's mom, since we're talking about her, said to the therapist, when the therapist was like trying to do what was right for the daughter. Ago. Whew.
Well,
I'm saying
she could have been most.
That moment was like I almost went over the edge on her.
That's what I'm saying. Is before she was the worst.
Yeah,
I think she might be outmatched here.
And so, but I have a different answer for least favorite character and worst written character.
Okay. Well, your least favorite's the sister, right?
Of the regulars.
Of the regulars.
My least favorite of the regulars
is it Summer?
Is Summer at the moment.
Oh.
For sure.
You liked her in the beginning?
I'm sure she gets better. Listen, I've been back and forth.
I'm telling you.
I've been back and forth on her. But the worst written, Marissa.
Like, she was fine for a while, but then
she sucked at first, then she got good.
Well, she could act eventually.
She had
a couple. The drama was good,
but now they are making her really naive,
too naive,
really stupid.
It's bad writing.
Well, and naive and angry about it. Like, she not only believes this dude, but then she gets pissed off at everybody that doesn't.
Yeah.
Just listen to your boyfriend, your best friend. Like, listen to people. I don't know.
I agree.
But so far, I think we're still in a pretty good groove.
I'm
still in a B+ range for this show.
No, I still think it's good. It's a wavering a little because I feel like we're really leaning into the unbelievability of some of the soapy elements are here.
And this is what always happens
in shows
like
this.
With any nighttime soap, whether it's teens or not.
Have to escalate it.
Remember Housewives?
But that was a little more tongue-in-cheek, though.
The whole time.
So that's why it winked at you.
What a soap.
I only saw the first season, by the way.
Is that right?
That's why we got to do Desperate Housewives.
We're doing Desperate December.
Desperate DeVito December 1st.
Now, listen, I did have on my channel, by the way, a while ago, and I never ended up doing it, a viewer request to do the Laurie Metcalf-specific episode. She plays Jackie on Roseanne. The Laurie Metcalf arc on Desperate Housewives, which I think was 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And she won an Emmy for it. I mean, it was a big deal.
So you got a request for
an
episode arc. That's
I totally forgot to do it. Yeah, it was a long time ago. I should, actually.
Okay. I'll watch it with you.
Yeah, all right. Very good. So for now, we'll sign off. We'll be back in another couple of weeks whenever we get the new batch of episodes up for the OC. Welcome to the OCB. And we say thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.